Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20 plus years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a window regulator on this 1998 Toyota Corolla, same as any 98 to 02. Tools you'll need are pretty basic: Phillips screwdriver, flat blade screwdriver, a 10mm socket with a ratchet and an extension, as well as a flashlight might help you out in seeing things inside there. Okay, start by removing the front inside door handle. There's a little Phillips screw right there to remove.
The handle slides forward and kind of pulls out. Now in behind, you can see there's a clip right there on a rod. Just a screwdriver.
And then take the handle, push it up and off the rod and off.
Okay, now you're going to pry up your switch panel here, pull it forward, and disconnect your lead. Okay, again using a screwdriver right under your armrest pad here. Pry that up. And you can also pull off this trim panel here. Now there are two screws holding the armrest right there, and then a little clip right here. Little clip, just use a Phillips head, kind of turn it, put your fingernail under, pry out. Once it's out like that, it's all set. And remove these two screws.
Speed up as we do that, and this is probably the most physically challenging part. Those screws kind of are in there, a little difficult to get out, but as long as you have a good Phillips screwdriver, you'll be all set.
Okay, now just pull, use your fingernails, use your fingers, work them in underneath, and the door panel is just held in by a series of clips. Whoa!
A little surprise is that clip came flying out. Now the proper way to do it.
Pull on this one, just keep your hand over that. It's going to come out. And just lift the door panel right off. Pull your water shield down, off the rod, around. Remove two Phillips screws.
Okay, remove those screws, and then that plate comes off.
Right here is your lead for the car window motor. What you want to do is I'm reaching around the back, pushing the tabs in. Now disconnecting that lead. And now you're going to want to remove a series of bolts.
Okay, we'll fast forward here. There's 7 bolts that hold the regulator, 3 near the back of the door, and then 4 in a rectangular pattern up closer to the front near where you disconnected the lead. And then we'll slow down in a minute. And I am doing this as if my window had stuck in the up position.
Okay, as I remove that one, you might see my window shift a little bit. This last nut, and you can move your regulator out and then start pulling it down.
Okay, and as you're moving your regulator down like this, or anytime you're moving your regulator, be very careful. It can cut your hands and fingers very easily.
As it comes down more, slowly let it down. And there are 2 bolts you want to take off. Okay, there's 1 bolt that holds the regulator to the window there.
Okay, speed up here as I loosen that rear bolt. And what I'm doing here, you can see with my left hand, or both hands actually, I lift the window up. And I'm looking through, there's a round hole and a smaller square hole. You look through those holes and you can see the front bolt that holds the regulator to the window. And then you can see I put my extension and ratchet in there and start removing that front bolt. Okay, I just took the ratchet off, removing the rest of the bolt the rest of the way by hand. Bring it out, and then lift up the window and just finish removing that rear bolt. Again, be careful with your hands that you don't pinch or cut yourself at all. So finish taking out that rear bolt, and then you pull the regulator away from the window. Now you can pull the window up and out. You tilt it in towards the center of the car, pull the window up and out, and put that aside carefully. And now you can take the window regulator, collapse it down, and pull it out through that larger bottom hole where you removed the plate.
So you want to put your regulator back in now. Hang that stud right up there. Start a nut. Hold that.
Okay, so the regulator has a stud on it. You get that stud in, start the first nut, and then I'm just kind of fast forwarding through. I'm putting all the rest of the bolts in, just starting them by hand, and then I'll go to tightening them up.
Now you want to tighten this one up right in the same spot it was before. Make sure that your wire comes through. Clip it on. Plug it in.
And now I'm just fast forwarding as I tighten those bolts up, and you want to make sure they're tight and firm, but do not over tighten them.
Okay, now with a working window, plug your switch back in. Turn your key on and run your regulator down so you can see where the bolt goes here. Okay, now you want to put your window in carefully. Let it go down. It needs to tilt forward so you can put the front into the channel here and work the back into the channel in the back as well. Okay, and now slide the window down slowly until it meets up with the regulator.
Okay, here's a close-up of the clips. You bring the window clips in front of the regulator, and sorry, the autofocus is getting a little confused, I think. It clears up here so you can see in front, and then the front one, you see me lift up the window a little bit and get that clip onto the regulator so the bolt can go right in. Okay, speed up as I put those bolts in and tighten them up. Again, firm, but don't over tighten them.
Have it go for a quick test drive. set.
Okay, after a successful test, then put the 2 screws back into the plate, tighten that up, and put your water shield back in place. Okay, speed through putting them back together. Hang the door panel up. Make sure your lock button comes through the top. Okay, and then once you get it hung up, you can kind of look in behind and line up the clips, kind of feel the pin and then the hole, push it in. Make sure that you have your lock rod and your harness coming through. Then install the 2 Phillips screws that hold near the armrest base. And now you can reinstall the armrest. Just push it down, lock it into place, reconnect your power window switch, slide the back in first, then push the front down into place, reinstall your door handle, push it in, push it back to lock it into place, and then put the screw back in. And then the trim panel that goes up top near the mirror. And then the little clip in the back to hold it. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.